Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I am Vento Shatton, and I'm with,
Anime Peanut, bitches!
and today's topic is annual releases, and I'm not talking Call of Duty
And
level.
also annoying ass trolls in the background! Oh, sorry.
How bad are they? Oh wow. I don't think they're really trolling. So we built an entire office just for this, just for recording reasons, and
I gotta say, doesn't feel worth it.
it does not feel worth it. But so we're gonna talk about annual releases, and I'm not talking the Call of Duty level of annual release, because, ugh.
Tell me, how many people actually knew a new Call of Duty game was coming out? Because
Actually, I
I
think a
didn't.
better question is how many people cared.
Exactly. Because there's one coming out soon enough, and I have heard nobody talk about it at the same level they did about Modern Warfare 3. I gotta admit, I fell into that hype for a while. It was like, wow, Modern Warfare 3, it's a fucking amazing game. I put in my fair share of hours on survival, but now they're making a fatal mistake when it comes to games, and they're releasing it fucking yearly.
Oh yeah, no, that's something that like I
Things
don't.
get old fast if you release them once a year.
Yeah. But when we talk about year annual releases, Call of Duty is the first thing that comes to mind. It's up there with like
Madden.
Madden. Oh god, yeah, it's up there with like every single EA sports game.
It,
But weirdly enough, when I think like and
Madden.
when I think annual release, I only ever seem to think EA.
Well, they have to release their yearly game with no changes at all.
I
Um,
mean,
I
aside
have
from the few passable releases like Black Ops and that's
Call of
about it.
Duty. Call of Duty actually had some decent releases. Honestly, I would actually put Modern Warfare 3 on my top 10 list if it didn't feel like,
Cop Out Simulator 225.
yeah. If it
Um,
did, I mean, I would actually put it on my top 10 list just for the survival. I can't say how many hours I logged on survival on Modern Warfare 3, but that's a different story. Um, let's just say
but
it
well,
wasted
you see,
zero.
with annual releases, I understand like the company has to make money, so they have to have an annual release just to you know get some cash. Also, I can spin in my chair. By the way, I did not know this. You can actually turn all the way around in your chair.
Can't? How do you do that?
But we have to like say, okay, understandable, they do need to make money. They are a company, of course. But annual releases are kind of the cancer of the gaming universe. They're up there with freemium.
Yes, because like I said before, things get old. It's a given. Things are eventually gonna get old, and when you release the same shit year after year, eventually people are gonna notice and stop caring. EA, I love you, especially some of your sports games. I used to love street basketball, especially Street 3. I mean, I don't know about my friend Survivor here, but I actually was a pretty big
Never
fan of
was
Street.
never a fan of sports games.
I was a pretty big fan of some of the street games, but that's mainly it.
I think, and we're lucky like other companies aren't doing this. Like I'm half expecting Bethesda or Bethesda, however the hell you want to pronounce it. I pronounce it Bethesda normally.
Down to Bethesda.
I'm waiting for them to do yearly releases because with the state they released ESO in and the fact that they're still making people pay for what might as well be World of Warcraft, Elder Scrolls.
And there's actually one thing that bothers me about Ubisoft. Ubisoft, you're a good I'm just gonna
No,
talk
you're not.
directly to
No,
the
you're
company
not.
here real quick.
No, you're not. You're not a good company, Ubisoft. In fact, you're one of the worst companies, DRM.
As far as yearly releases,
No,
yes,
because
but
even those are bad. Like their yearly releases are are
I
not
know,
the worst, but they're not that good.
like I said, you know, one thing they could tone back on. I mean, uh, it's a given. Assassin's Creed's a hit, but
Well,
just because it's a hit doesn't mean you need to milk the series dry.
oh god, yeah, you're right about that. They have been doing a lot of that lately.
I mean, literally, they got done with the game, but then released two separate story like DLCs. One of them was the Liberation, and then the other one, actually, they did release two, right?
I think so. You're not gonna have to ask me. I don't know.
They released a DLC for Black Flag, but then they released a $20 like just game called Liberation.
Oh yeah, no, Liberation was its own game. It was like, hey, look, if we can't hammer down that all the assassins are good guys enough, let's make it about freeing slaves.
And then something about that like bothered me because she was a pampered girl her whole life up until that point. She was finally like, oh, well, other people are suffering now. I'll finally notice.
Oh yeah, I think one of the things that one of the things that ground my gears with Assassin's Creed was the fact that they're trying too hard sometimes. Like, now they're trying to implement sailing, as though, yes, I'm an assassin, I want to sail a boat.
Because that's the first thing I think whenever I think parkour and...
When I think assassins, I think pirates. Yes, that's exactly what I think, Ubisoft. Not ninjas, not like super spies, not hitman. No, I think pirates.
Here's an actual thing. It's actually been hinted that we may be getting taken to feudal Japan.
Brilliant. Wait, no, that's a bad idea. That's actually a really bad idea unless they start implementing the actual things that feudal Japan was known for. Like having a myriad of millions of secret tunnels underneath houses.
And if they do, it might be a good thing, and it also might be a bad thing. See, implementing the assassin garb, which they have done in every single game, into something like a ninja.
It can be done, but they'd have to change the entire color scheme, and they couldn't do what they've done with the past few assassins, which is basically turn them into fashion models.
Yeah. What they've been doing is, which, actually, this is kind of like, okay, let's just do some things. I just realized we've been sitting here looking at each other.
Well, yeah, but I'm sitting because it makes recording feel much, more professional.
So, Larry King, what's up?
Larry King. But no, I think we can safely say that annual releases are getting on our nerves. We could do an entire video about Assassin's Creed and still not have, our thoughts on the matter done. So we'll save that for another video. For now, we're going to cut this one 8 minutes short because I don't want to do anything like...
I do want to bring one more point up. If you're going to, have a, if you're going to have a frequent release, at least do,
Wow. Go on.
At least do, what, the Batman games did. See, it hasn't been that long since... the last Batman game, and they've already had plans, and they already have plans for a new one. But the big thing here is they're doing something good because this is the last game in the series. They're not milking it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think my final, the last point I ever want to get across, annual releases are fine if you actually make something worth releasing annually. I've been Vetter Shatton. This has been Anime Peanut. We're going to cut here. See ya.